Top of the morning to you, BK. Chilly in the car.
Like just right away, I'm on. Like no.
Hold on a second. Good morning, everybody. How are we? I know BK needs a little intro. First and foremost, no, but in all seriousness, I yelled Mike Trout all day one afternoon in the center. That doesn't sound nice. I don't really heckle baseball players, but someone's got to do it. So Book It with Prime. Fucking, I guess, get on that. BK, what's up, man? Good morning. How are you?
Dude, I'm excited for baseball season, baby.
Are you genuinely, or are you being smartass?
For sure, dude. Like nothing better than early April baseball. That is the most important sporting events of the year. Like my dad in his recliner watching the Yankee game saying they suck. I'm like, Dad, like it's April. Like it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, but
No, but
it is great.
honestly, I know you guys like betting on it. I like niche sports. So like it's fine. Baseball's cool. Like I respect it.
But how do you not like betting on it?
Betting on baseball.
Yeah, you don't like it?
I mean, honestly, like on some real type shit, like I'm like lowering my gambling exposure. Like I'm trying to not like gamble as much, like on some real type shit. I have been betting the tournament and it's been amazing. Like absolutely amazing.
As in you're doing well, or you're just having
Yeah,
fun?
I actually went up. I think I like only lost like 3 college basketball plays last week. Like was vibing, and like my parents are in Europe this week, so like having the boys over and all we're gonna do is gamble on college basketball this weekend. So I'm hyped.
And you didn't invite me.
If you want a PU, like you're more than welcome.
What does PU mean?
Pull up.
That's what people say now?
Yeah, like if you're like it's like 3 a.m. and you're like snapping a girl, you're just like, yo, PU.
Wow. You know what's funny? I haven't used Snapchat in probably 10 years. Somebody saw me at the Barclays and pulled out their phone to take a picture, and they didn't even use their iPhone camera. They did it on Snapchat.
They just did it on Snap.
For all I know, I mean, I think it's hilarious people still use Snapchat, but for all I know, that guy, before he sent it, could have drawn like a dick on my face.
It's fair. You could have done that after the fact, though.
Well, when I used to Snapchat, I would draw like a dick on everything.
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean?
Sure. For sure.
So, okay, so you got the house to yourself. You're going to have the boys over. It's going to be like a scene in a fucking Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen movie. I love it. You're going to have pot everywhere, Cool Ranch Doritos, fucking chicks coming over, circus acts in the backyard. I love it. Yes, maybe I'll PU. But anyways, it like you're saying, you're going to lower your gambling exposure. I got to tell you, I'm having a terrible run. I got my ass kicked in March Madness. And on top of that, BK, what's really hurting is not getting a golf winner.
No one's been hitting golf winners. Like, that's literally the thing.
That's like, it makes me feel a little bit better, but not to the, like, at least we're all in the shit, like that's kind of one of the things I like about living in the city. Like when it's 0 degrees outside, yeah, it sucks. But when you're on the subway, you look around, like it sucks for all of us, so it kind of brings you together and it's like, all right, well, at least I'm not the only one freezing my dick off. But yeah, it's at the same time, I got to tell you, this is not good for the sport, is it?
No, it's really not. I mean, this year has basically been long shot winners that you never would have been on in a million years.
Did you pitch Mitchell top 10 because you're getting chirped?
What? No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't know if somebody was chirping you.
No. And then Scotty's won at like crazy numbers, which you probably would have been on. So there were like literally like 2 winners, like Wyndham Clark at Pebble and Decky at Genesis, that you really could have like been on, that were like standard winners of like good golfers at decent prices. The rest have just been complete random long shots. So it's been tough. And I had the worst players of my life. It was the worst golf tournament I've ever had. I had 3 guys finish at 19 under. Scotty finishes at -20, and the next closest guy was at -16. Truly just awful stuff. I appreciate everyone's condolences, but it's been a tough year, and I'm just like, I'm not willing to lose $500 betting outrights every week. Like, I'm just not doing it anymore.
I don't blame you. I would do anywhere from like 2.5, 3 units up to 5. I've been doing like a unit and a half.
Yeah, it's really like not worth it right now, in my opinion. Yeah. It's like anything could happen and you could hit a winner, like I could this week, but it's just, this season has just been tough.
And then on that note, I don't really bet other straight bets in golf too often, but all the bets that I tend to place. Actually, I got very lucky with Matthew Fitzpatrick under strokes at the Players. He birdied the last 4 holes. But like, I'll take a Seabass top 20. And do you remember when I mushed him? Because I think like you and 75 other
Yes.
people were in my DMs. You know,
You
it's
did.
like
You got good. You got good numbers out of that. Like the amount of money
yeah,
you got from Twitter probably made up for the bet losing.
I probably made like $6, and I put
How much do you
100
get
on
a
it.
month from Twitter?
We've already had this conversation. Why are you so you're like the fucking nosy neighbor, always in my business. You're asking a
What do you
guy
pay
who's
for rent?
I screenshot my
Yeah.
payouts and I usually do them in a parlay.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm going to tell you again though because I tell you every month. I make like $48 a month on Twitter. How much do you make?
28 to 35.
That's not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me about the tournament today. I've told you that it's a big week. It's March. We've got Sweet 16. We've got baseball starting. I got a big stream tomorrow for those that are in here. I'll promote it. Brian, if you want to tune in tomorrow, because I know, I was thinking your boss is out of town, your parents are out of town. But if you want to listen tomorrow, if you are a baseball guy, spoiler alert, me, Steak, and Greg, the DGen guys, we are big on the Mets this year. We like the Mets. I know you're a Mets guy. Your dad's a Mets guy. Why are you laughing?
Oh no, no. The Mets suck.
Not this year.
You're
Not this year.
wrong.
All right, well,
They're gonna be bad. They're gonna be bad. They
okay.
like made a deal with the devil in
Okay.
1986. Like they suck.
Okay. Fair enough. So, anyways,
I know.
uh-oh. Hold on. BK, you back? You back? You were fine, by the way. I think it's me.
Yeah, it was you.
I'm going to plug my Ethernet in. But, anyways, what I was going to do is tee you off and basically say I'm always happy to have you on. The people in here love you. I enjoy having you on, literally talk about anything. But there is golf this weekend.
Yeah.
I saw you. It was. I just want to say that it was interesting. You told me you want to come on and talk golf, but then I sent you your tweet this morning, and you said this tournament is the worst field I've ever seen in my life. Scotty has to beat 4.5 golfers, and he's 2-1. So it made it sound like it's very pointless. Yet you are taking time to come out of your day to come on stream and talk about golf. So I'm going to plug my Ethernet cable in. I need you to talk about this tournament for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, you're good. I mean,
All right.
anyone that knows me knows I'm pretty dramatic on Twitter, but the field is definitely there are some big names up top, but it kind of falls off a cliff. And Scotty Scheffler being 2.5 to 1, which is like the lowest odds for any golfer to win a tournament, is just insane. So I think that I'm definitely not super jazzed up about this week because I'm worried about Scotty, obviously. And if you are betting on this tournament in an outright sense, you should be worried about Scotty. But, there are some guys I like. I think the course is great. It's an interesting course. It's super long. It's difficult.
Where is it?
It's in Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay. So the Florida swing is done.
Florida Swing's done, yeah. 2 Texas events and then the Masters, which I hope is like good enough to come on your stream. But
Oh,
yeah,
you'll
it's
be on.
Scotty, it's Finau, it's Zal, it's Windy C, it's J Day, and then it's kind of just like a bunch of mid-range guys. But I want to give you a quick thing on the course. It's long. It's 7,400 yard par 70. You're ripping driver here. Like bombers have a big advantage here. Great putters have a big advantage here. It's not like a short plotters positional course. It's like not super difficult, but not super easy. Like winning score -13, -14, and bombers fuck here.
Okay. So here's where my head's at already, and I hope you're okay with this. I want to still maybe make some wagers, but I don't think I want to take anybody to win. But how about like some top 20s or some 3 balls or matchups for the weekend and just target some bombers? Is Cam Young in here?
Cam Young not playing. Did you see what happened last week?
I didn't see it, but I saw people bitching about it.
Yeah, that's tough on Cam Young. That was
He
pretty tough.
I saw the quote. He was like, "Yeah, I've got other shit to deal with. I got to drive home to my kids or something." Like
Yeah.
that was on my mind more than this was.
I mean, I like The question is really, do you want to take on Scotty this week? Like, how confident are you that Scotty Scheffler is going to win this golf tournament? Me personally, after what he did to me at the Players, he should win. Like, he could shoot -4 on this course in his sleep every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of if he's going to win 3 events in a row. Is he too focused on the Masters? But it's not like he's playing the Amex. Like, this is a great course for Scotty. And he's played well here.
Well, Andy's a Texas guy.
And he's a Texas guy.
I don't know if you mentioned that, but yeah, it's hard. It's hard to not bet on Scotty Scheffler when he's in Texas. Have you ever seen a guy -275 in golf to be a top 10?
No, that's insane. But not even like that's free money ish territory. Like, I just don't see a world where he's not top 7 going into the final round.
So let me ask you a quick question, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but Keith Mitchell's 35-1. I know he played really well. Did he shit the bed last week? I didn't follow.
Yeah, he shot like a final round 70, and he had a 2-stroke lead going into the day.
That sucks. I was pulling for anybody that had Keith Mitchell. All right, I'm looking at the top of the leaderboard. Zalatoris. I'm not taking Wyndham Clark, but Zalatoris, Theegala, and Finau. Between those three, who do you like the most?
Thiegs is most tipped this week. Everyone loves Thiegs this week. Thiegs is a very popular pick this week. I think this is a course where we could kind of get away with things off the tee because it's pretty wide open. It's not like, super claustrophobic off the tee. You can kind of spray it off the tee. He plays well in somewhat difficult conditions. Got to be a good putter. Got to have a good short game. I like Thiegs this week. It's just not for me.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I'm going to run through a couple more guys with you. I haven't seen Siwoo.
I bet Wyndham Clark, by the way. I bet Wyndham Clark at 14-1.
That's what you want to do to take on Scott. You want to take the next.
He's the only person. He's the only person in this field I trust to beat Scotty, and it's a perfect course for him. And he played well here when he sucked.
But that makes so much sense. He's the second odds-on. He's the second golfer odds-wise to win this tournament. So you're saying you trust him the most. Well, I get the reasoning, but why not take a little bit more of a long shot and lower your units instead of just going with the second best golfer at this tournament?
Because I don't feel like betting a bunch of losers 40 to 80 to 1 that legitimately have no chance to win or beat Scotty down the stretch.
I guess where I'm coming from is this. If I'm going to fade Scotty, it's not that Scotty would shit his pants. If Scotty's going to lose, I think it's going to be like a fucking fluky win from someone we don't see coming, like Dunlap, Malnati. One of these losers or nobodies is going to come out of nowhere. But you're telling me if Scheffler's in it, going head-to-head with Wyndham, you think Wyndham can do it?
Yeah, I do. I think that he's pretty like strokes gain motivation. Like he finished runner-up to Scotty 2 weeks in a row, and I think he wants to get him back.
Okay,
and all right. If it wasn't a great course fit, I wouldn't be down. Okay. But it's a perfect course for Wyndham Clark.
Okay, I respect that then. So wait, you said Thiegs is very, very popular, but do you like Zalatoris at all or no?
I thought this was a spot Zal could win for a while. I just don't know if it's that good of a course fit. I thought it would be more difficult. Like all the winners here have gained a fuck ton putting, and I don't really trust him to do that. And he's not really that long off the tee. He's like actually really more accurate. So I just don't love it, and I'm just kind of out. I think Zal could play well. I don't really love a 20-1.
Yeah. There's only 3 guys that are why have you ever seen Alex Noren at 35-1?
I mean, this guy's never. That's what I'm saying about the field. Like this guy's never won on the PGA Tour, but it is a good course fit. He did finish top 5 last time he played it. He is playing well. It makes sense. Like I'm just not going to bet Alex Noren at 35-1.
Are you going to have FOMO if Tom Hoagie pulls it out?
Tom Hoagie has 0% chance to win this week. No, it's a terrible I fade Tom Hoagie this week. I hate Tom Hoagie this week.
Take him to miss the cut.
Yeah, I'm fading Tom. Tom Hoagie, 0% chance this week.
Okay, give me. All right, it's 11:21. You're on Windy. Give me one guy. Yags.
I love Jags. Like,
I knew you were gonna
great
love
course for
Yags.
Jags. Like, Jags, like, no chance to win, but, like, should finish, like, T11. Like, this is a great course for Jags. Jags fucks on long, difficult tracks. Like, he played well here. Like, I love Jags this week. 50-1, whatever. But, yeah, Jags. Give me Jags.
4-1 to finish top 10.
I'd rather just bet, like, a 2-1 top 20. I think
Oh,
Stephen Yeager,
you said 11th, right?
yeah, but, like, 4-1, that's a good number, but like I think Yags top 20 may cut matchup. I love Stevie Yags.
Okay, so last thing I'm going to say with this, and then we got to transition over to baseball. Was there anything else you had on this this tournament?
Yeah, I kind of like Luke List and Cam Champ, two bombers.
I like
Cam
List.
Champ sucks, but he pops and wins randomly, and he's been putting really well, and he's elite off the tee. Like 150-1, like I kind of like it. But quickly, first round leader, Jags,
Let's do it. Let's
Novak, and Hubbard.
Oh, I like Hubs. I like Hubs.
Hubbard's irons have been flashing. He's due for a low one. Those are my 3 first round. I'll have more, but like those 3 first round leader lock.
I've told you that I hit Cam Champ 100-1, right?
Yeah, the 3M.
Yeah, when he was fading on the back 9 and then he had to like stop and eat a sandwich and he looked like he was dehydrated, going to pass out. I was literally yelling at my TV like a fucking horse race. Like, stop, you fucking get some liquids in you, buddy. Anyways, hold on. Between those two, I like Luke List. Last guy I got for you because I saw he was very popular. Doug Gim.
It's a good flop leg. Like he was very popular last week and missed the cut. Don't think it's a great course.
Ooh, he missed the cut. I kind of want to go back to him now. He just fucked everybody.
I don't hate it. He's a Texas guy. Went to college in Texas, so factor that into your model.
I'm on Gim.
Okay.
I'm on
No,
Gim.
it's fine. Wait, quickly.
Yep.
I'm not trying to hijack it. What are your thoughts on the Ohtani situation? Do you think he actually gambled all that money, and do you think the MLB will protect him?
Yes and yes. I do think he gambled that money. I think the MLB will absolutely protect him. No better situation to have a fall guy than to have a translator. And you, especially after just signing a deal like that with a team like the Dodgers, this guy can't go away. He can't pull a Jordan and go fucking.
Yeah, but what happened if the FBI investigation, he's like in too deep with it, and like I could see him getting suspended.
Maybe he's suspended. I don't think it can be any. Maybe they should probably set an example, because I will say this. You see my hat, gambling.
Yeah.
I love gambling. I love sports betting. This is the gambler's worst nightmare after it just got legalized. Now we have all this shit coming up of people, jeopardizing the integrity of the game. This fucking idiot Raptors player. You got college kids, fucking baseball teams and shit. So they do have to set an example so that this stops. But I've never met an Asian who didn't love to gamble. They just like to gamble. I say there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to, if you're going to bet on sports, you have to find a way to do it to where it doesn't jeopardize the actual game. So you can only bet on yourself and on your team to win.
No, you can't bet on your team to win. Dude.
Why? You want your team to win anyway.
No, that doesn't like hold up like in the fucking rule book.
All right, then all I'm saying is something has to be done. I don't think they're going to ban.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to affect us. Like, I don't care.
No.
But
well, I don't want them to take it away from us. We just got it.
They're not going to take it away from us, dude. There's no way.
Okay.
And we have our local bookies, so it doesn't even matter.
That's true. Except that they cut you off after you hit Cam Champ 100-1. All right, BK, always great to see you. Have fun at your house party this weekend that you're not inviting me to. And I'm gonna go Doug Gim. And so and Yags.
That's it. Doug Gim.
No, Yags. See you, BK. All right. Always love having BK come on. Now we're gonna transition to some MLB talk with Jake. Formerly, actually, I don't think he wants his government name spoken anymore, so we'll just go with JakeMLB.
What
Jake,
up?
It's nice to have you on. Welcome. It looks like you're in a nice, flashy office. What's that background?
This is my at-home office. I had to run back to my apartment. I get to work remote occasionally. So
were you previously in a dorm room?
Yeah, this last year.
Okay. It looks much different.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really a dorm room. It was an apartment that looked like a dorm room since I was in college and didn't want to get the nice one. So
gotcha. Well, you look sharp. Yeah, you look like you've aged 4 years, but like in a really good way. Maybe it's the
Appreciate
beard
it.
and the haircut.
Well, I've
all
also
right.
lost like 35 pounds, so that might help.
Did you really?
Yeah, dude, I was just getting fat. I was sitting around gambling and drinking too much, man.
Well, I'm not kidding. You look really good. So whatever it is, keep it up. I'm the heaviest I've been in a while. Not so much from gambling and drinking, more so just being on a bender before coming back to this shithole city that's 40 degrees.
Here's the thing, DGen, and like
What?
all the really good food is all fucking horrible for you, and that's the thing that really got me.
Yeah, no, I fully get it. What are you in your mid-20s?
22.
Oh my God. Well, your
Fairly legal.
Your
Fairly legal.
metabolism should be insane though. Like that stuff shouldn't affect you.
Yeah, but like during college, I'm not kidding you. All I literally did was just sit down, gamble, drink, and eat just Hot Pockets.
Yeah. Hey, you remember that scene in Billy Madison where he tells the kid with the chubby cheeks, he says, stay here as long as you can. That's what I would tell you.
No, because I've never seen Billy Madison.
Oh my God, that's insane. But yeah, no, my go-to in college was Domino's 555 thin crust. I don't know if they still have that nowadays.
Dude, I used to deliver pizzas in this local shop in the college I went to. Fuck, their pizzas were so good. Like I got to take one home every night.
Well, that's your problem too. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's talk ball. On that note, though, I thought Brian asked an interesting question. You're an Angels guy, so you're not a Dodgers fan, but you know Ohtani very well. You probably have a little bit of bias, or maybe not anymore since he burned you.
Here's the thing, right?
You think anything serious is going to come of this?
So just kind of adjust the bias. I'm an Angels fan, but I don't really hate the Dodgers. Like I have nothing really against them. I know there's a little rivalry built up, but we play each other 2 times a year. So like I don't really see it. But when it comes to Ohtani, I mean, I don't know if he did it or not. I don't think anyone knows he did it or not. But I can tell you what, all the progress that baseball has made on like growing the sport of Ohtani goes down for this. All that progress fucking gone. Like he is so important for the game. And like if he's suspended, if he's canned, like that's really bad for baseball. And honestly, I'm looking at a biased standpoint from that point. That I love seeing baseball growing, and if Ohtani all of a sudden isn't in that limelight, then that's gonna be really tough for the league.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'm going to lower my voice just for a little bit, by the way, because my wife just took a corp call. So when you're my age, try not to share a 1-bedroom apartment, okay? But I'm a man of principle, and I'm not necessarily a rule breaker. Maybe I'm a rule bender, but I do think, unfortunately, some players are like bigger than the game, and they have to be protected. And even if, like, I think it's a great thing. I'm not even a LeBron slurper at all. But even if LeBron, let's say, probably did some shady shit or something, it's great, I think, for the league that it's never been revealed or exposed, and it's always been covered up. Not saying he has, but in a way, there are certain players that I think have to be protected, which is unfortunate. I don't think Ohtani can go down.
Yeah, not even just like Ohtani is like, I mean, how big he is in Japan. Like he is literally like, think about the most popular American athlete ever, then times it by 2. That's how big Ohtani is in Japan.
Yeah, he's a giant. By the way, Book-a-Chew is ripping your ass for not seeing Billy Madison.
I should be ripped, dude. I should be ripped. That's a movie I should be seeing.
So Hazen, or Jake, I'm sorry. So you have a new account at JakeMLB41. You are, would you say baseball is your not best sport in terms of betting, but like I hate that saying, but your most knowledgeable sport?
Yeah, I would say that. For sure.
So here's what I want. We're starting this off this week. I should have started yesterday, but I was on the struggle bus and hungover. Feeling great today, though. I'm ready to dive in, all the way in. I have 3 bets placed. That's it. But no win totals for teams, overs or unders. Actually did very well last year. I think I went 4-1. The only fucking team I couldn't get was the Red Sox over, unfortunately. And I think Ollie even told me to stay away from him, but I leaned into that because I like to fade the fan.
No, he didn't tell you that.
Maybe
I remember.
Right, maybe
I remember me and Ollie both leaned over on that. We both did.
Oh, okay. Then I'm giving Ollie too much credit. I wonder if Ollie's lurking in here.
Don't fucking give Ollie any false credit.
Okay. So here's what I'd like to do to discuss and have your thoughts in an actual ball knower, because when it comes to me making my bets, I really just kind of lean into my gut in terms of what I saw the team do. Who did they acquire? Do I like the guys? Do I not like the guys? And I don't know their fucking XFIP WOBAs or anything like that. But, for example, like I get my eyes on them here and there. Or if you just think of guys like a team guy. Now, you can go a layer or two further than that because I think you do know more X's and O's of baseball. So this is what I wanted to hear from. I'm not necessarily taking everything you tell me to take, and I want to make that clear for anybody who's on here. Don't blindly tail anybody. But I like hearing your thoughts, and I had a bunch of people come on last year, took some good bets away from people, took some bad bets away from people. Shout out Cam is Money with Noah Syndergaard. But I want to know a couple teams that you're high on and a couple of teams that you're fading. So let's start with the team you're fading because I like bad news.
That's where I wanted to start. This is going to be the one most people are going to hate this bet, but I'm betting the Rangers not to make the playoffs, and I'm also betting their under win total.
Why is Beef chirping you? Is Beef a Ranger?
He thought I was gonna say Twins. I'm not really fading the Twins in this fire.
I was like, Beef, you're not a fucking Rangers guy, are you?
Okay, that's okay. I love it. He said.
So that's a bad question. Oh, wait, none of us are. Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. So, okay, you're not even taking the Rangers under win total. I'm
taking that too. Yep.
You are fade. You know what's hilarious? 2 years ago, I bet the Rangers over win total. They didn't get there. The year after they win the fucking World Series.
I'm with you.
So you're fading this team after winning the World Series. Why?
All right. So first, let's start off last season. So I immediately thought this team, wouldn't say their lineup necessarily, but their pitching was very fraudulent, and it kind of showed that near the second half of the season. And I bet Astros to win the division 5 separate times just to find a way to fade the Rangers.
Wow. And
that came through, and I'm like, I was doing a little bit of victory lap because I was going to war with Rangers fan base all fucking season saying this team sucks. So I won my bet, but then they ended up winning the World Series. I'm like,
right.
Oh, okay, now I still look like an idiot.
Right.
So the Rangers pitching, it kind of fell apart in the second half of the season, and that's what they should have been doing because they're greatly overperforming. And in the playoffs, they all just became all are having career years. Their bullpen overperformed greatly. Leclerc shouldn't have been that good. Just mainly their entire bullpen especially overperformed. And another thing to look at as well. So you look around that Rangers lineup last year.
Mm-hmm.
First, let me bring this up first. So the Rangers were a half game away from not making the playoffs.
I do.
Every single player in that Rangers lineup had a career year, and they were a half game away from not making the playoffs. And every single player in that lineup had the best season of their career.
So, okay. I have something to say about this, but I don't want to interrupt you. So is now a good time to say it?
Go for it.
Okay. I watch the Rangers because I'm a Rays fan. And I agree. I know the situation that they barely even made it because I said to myself, a team like that scares me. They're playing with house money. And I did. I said, I bet I thought the Rays were going to lose game 1, but I bet them for like 5 units in the fucking second game. That was terrible. But the scariest thing is, that's why I hate when you have a future on a team that goes on like a fucking 18-game winning streak a couple weeks before the playoffs. Because you don't, 18 is obviously exaggeration, but they win like 18, 20.
That just happened like 3 years ago. Cardinals won like 18 games in a row and they got bounced first round.
You don't want a team that peaks too early. You want a team that's playing their best baseball at the right time. That the look in their eyes, every fucking hitter was seeing a fucking beach ball. I mean, they were hitting everything.
Yeah, that lineup was just insane.
They got a little lucky. In the sense that they played a Rays team that was beaten, battered, and bruised. And then they played an Orioles team who's fucking has a bunch of 18-year-old frat boys on it with zero experience. So they got a little lucky with their run, in my opinion, in terms of their opponents that they had to play. But I'm not taking anything away from them necessarily because, again, they played their best baseball at the right time. But what I'm more so getting at is I'm not against this take at all. Am I going to tail it? Not necessarily, but I'm not against it. Do you have anything else to add to the Rangers under?
Yeah, so let me just read off. So they have Scherzer coming back next year, but he's not going to play until the second half. DeGrom's not going to play until maybe August. Molly, they added to, he's not going to play until maybe August or the All-Star break. So for that first half of their season, the rotation looks like Nathan Eovaldi, he's good, right? He's a pretty good pitcher. Then John Gray, who is at best going to give you average level innings. Dane Dunning, who he overperformed out every single, like this guy. He's not as good as he was.
I'm not anti-Dane Dunning, to be honest with you.
Andrew Heaney is not very good either. The Michael Lorenzen, and then Cody Bradford. Like this rotation is bottom of the barrel. When you look at the rest of the division, Mariners got better. Astros are still the Astros. I argue they got a little bit worse, but I mean they're still their lineup's still intact and their rotation's still intact. So there's still the Astros. And yeah, I just think this whole team having career years. I can get a little more nerdy stats, but I
No,
mean,
that's
it'll
okay.
just be me jibber jabbering. It's
Yeah,
just
I like the summarization of it.
so yeah. Every single player in that lineup had a career year. Their bullpen is not good. Every other team in that division's I think is better. I mean, I'm only counting Mariners and Astros. I think they're both got better than this offseason, especially the Mariners. And the rotation is going to be bottom.
That's what I want to
15.
ask you on this note. So I took Julio Rodriguez to win the MVP, but I more so did it because he was in a tweet wearing a Magic jersey. So that's good vibes. But I do think so. I think people were high on the Mariners last year. Now I can't remember if they did or did not hit their win total, but they also I think were a team that people were taking when they got hot to win it all.
They did hit their win total the last game of the year.
Okay, that's what happened. So they still, in a way, they came through, but they also kind of burned people. I feel like the Mariners could be a bit of a trendy team, but trendy teams do come through. The Mariners are a team I would get behind. I haven't officially made my decision. Are you high or low or neutral on the Mariners?
That's my favorite team to back this year is the Mariners. We're fading the Rangers and we're backing the Mariners. So last year, when the Mariners, they were like 500 the All-Star break when everyone was out on them. I went all in on them. I bet them like 2 units plus like 300 to make the playoffs, and then a quarter unit for them to win the World Series at plus 4,000. And then they got all the way to minus 500 to make the playoffs and plus 800 to win the World Series. And we don't know what happened. They didn't even make the playoffs, but. Yeah, what was that Phil saying? Astros winning it. Here's the thing about the Astros bullpen. So they lost Stanek, they lost Neris, and they lost Phil Maton. All three of those guys are elite pitchers, going to give you sub 2, maybe sub 3 ERAs, and with insane K rate, they don't walk anybody. And Maton went to the race. You should be really excited about that. That's a very good pitcher.
My buddy is very excited about that.
That you should be very excited.
Really?
About that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So those are 3 all elite pitchers. Like they lose all 3 of those guys for Hader. I just don't see their return. I think their bullpen, honestly, I don't know. It's not as depth because like a guy like Hader and Presley and Abreu are nasty, but they're not going to be available every single night. And when you have that opportunity where you have to play some guys not named those 3, you're going to be in trouble. When last year they had literally 6 guys in the bullpen that could be a top 3 guy for any bullpen in the league, and now they don't have that. So when it comes to the Rangers Astros bullpen saying it got better, I like to disagree. Granted, when it comes to playoffs and you got to have 3 guys just to be dogs for you, I don't pick many other them. But if we're talking, of course, the entire season, I think it got actually. So I think it got worse.
So let me ask you this, just kind of leaning into the Mariners a little bit. Are there any particular players, pitchers or hitters that you would consider investing in, whether it's an award, like I said, Julio Rodriguez, MVP, or, fucking wins for Logan Gilbert or hits for somebody? I don't know. Is there anything like that you're thinking of?
Yeah, actually, the first future I placed was George Kirby Cy Young. That was the first one I placed.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I love that this Tilly Daggers guy he's all over the Mariners stuff. A couple people are. I love talking baseball, even though I don't really know it that well. I absolutely love it. And Daggers, you asked me if I'm a big baseball guy. Yes and no. Like, I love the grind of baseball. I love betting on baseball. I love the future market in any sport, particularly baseball, because if you invest in teams throughout the course of the year, you don't have to always feel obligated to bet them 162 games. So I'm into it, and this is my first time I've bet on season-long player props. I don't really know why they got me going, but I had like Blake Snell over K's last year. It is so fun anytime a pitcher plays to just follow their performance. So now this year I want to do more hitters because I haven't done hitters at all. So we'll talk about someone if you get that, if you like anything. But so you're on the Mariners this year, and you're on Kirby Cy Young.
Yeah, and some people are saying in chat, I am a George Kirby stan, but I like, people say I'm biased towards pitchers, but I'm only biased towards pitchers that I think are really fucking good, and George Kirby is really fucking good. So, I mean, the 2 pitchers I'm really biased about. It's Justin Steele and Kirby, and they're both, they're pretty good guys. So they kind of go into Kirby. So this guy, you ever watched him pitch?
I have watched Kirby pitch, but I think I've actually watched Gilbert more than I've watched Kirby. Gilbert has potential I'm surprised you didn't go the Gilbert route because I felt like he has potential to be their top pitcher, but maybe I'm way wrong.
I like Gilbert, but I think Kirby has more upside. He's already proved more in the league. And
Okay, what number
so,
did you get on Kirby, by the way?
let me look. Pull
Got
it
to be
here.
high, right?
I got plus 1400.
That's it.
Dude, he's just. Let me tell you why. Because the nerd stats love this guy. So there's this modeling called Pitching Plus, where it accounts your location and accounts your stuff, and it ranks all the pitchers in that.
Castillo dog. Go ahead. Sorry.
And for I can't remember the exact one. He was either third in the MLB, first in the American League, or third in the American League. Either way, he was really high up in that stat. And the thing is about George Kirby is that he literally doesn't walk anybody. It's actually really impressive. So out of 100 batters, he only walks 2 of them. He only throws strikes. He only
walks 2.
Yes.
Jeez.
He just throws strikes. It's fucking awesome. I love
What's
watching this guy.
What's in his arsenal? What kind of pitches does he have?
He's got a deep arsenal, and he's working on his splitter this year, which should be huge because right now he's got a 4-seamer. He throws about 40% of the time. I got it pulled up.
I think that's
sinker, slider, knuckle curve, splitter. And the rumor has it he might be whipping out the knuckleball this year.
Shut the fuck up.
Dude, he threw it in the last game of the year where they cashed the win total because it was the last game. They weren't making the playoffs. He didn't care. He threw it a couple times, and it looked really good.
That is, I mean, honestly, I got to get more familiar with Kirby.
He's a dog, dude. I mean,
Okay.
he's just absolute just Giga Chad strike thrower. I mean, he just throws fucking strikes. He challenges you to hit it. His stuff, I mean, it's nasty. It's not elite, but his location is so damn good. He puts the ball every single spot you want it.
Okay. Well, I like what I'm hearing. I think I'm gonna get there with the Mariners. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe win total. Division is scary because of the Astros. I respect the Astros. I had the Astros 2 years ago. I think there was a big move, and I was kind of doing that thing where I followed the line movement. It was like 145 to 165 or something. But the one thing I kept thinking was like, people aren't really talking about Verlander. I think he was hurt and then he like came back or something. It's like nobody's really talking about Verlander coming back, which was a big deal. So all I'm getting at is I really respect and fear the Astros, so I can't get there with a division bet. But I'm in with you on the Mariners. All right, give me another
one
team.
thing that might help you on the Mariners here. You know,
Sure,
Luke Raley is the everyday left fielder for the Mariners now.
Somebody said Bobby Witt Jr. Is it Bobby Witt Jr.?
No, Luke Raley, like he played for the Rays last year.
Oh my God,
He's on the Mariners now.
Nuke Raley's on the Mariners.
Everyday left fielder.
So last year, one of the bets that I placed the most, Pickett shows you that. I don't know if you have Pickett in South Dakota.
Action does too.
The Blue Jays. Oh, Action does too. You're right. The Blue Jays team total over. If Nuke Raley is on the Mariners team total over might become my new
bet it first. Opening day. I'm telling you, I'm taking that bet on opening day.
So how is their park, by the way? Is it a hitter's park?
Huge, biggest hitter's park in baseball.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like top 3 biggest hitter's park. It's Giants in Oakland.
So Nuke Raley over home runs, 3 units.
I'm sure. I mean, let's.
Well, give me a hitter. Give me a hitter on the Mariners, and then we're going to move on to another team.
I think a player that's going to have a really good year for the Mariners, not really home run wise, Jorge Polanco. I think he's just going to have a really good season for him. So they added 4 guys to their lineup, and every single one of their players. So WRC Plus is a stat that accounts everything hitting, and it's rate. So 100 is league average. So they added 4 players to their everyday lineup that has over 100 WRC Plus. So their lineup's gotten a lot better, and people forget this lineup finished 9th in WRC Plus last year and 3rd in pitching, and their lineup just got better. So now they could potentially have a top 5 lineup and a top 3 pitching staff in baseball.
Wow.
Which,
did the person that said Bobby Witt Jr., did they get Bobby Witt Jr., or was he just pulling that out?
No, he's still on the Royals.
Oh,
I think he's a big MVP bet this season. So I think someone.
I feel like the Royals are sneak trendy. Okay.
Too trendy.
Yeah, I love what I'm hearing. Okay, so far we've got Rangers under. This is very good. Rangers under, and the Mariners over. Remind me, you're taking them to win the World Series, and you're taking them over wins?
No, just division, and their division's like plus. I got it right here, plus 275. At least what I got it at. I got a whole unit on that, and I got 2 units on them over wins.
And what about make playoffs?
Oh, I didn't touch that. I just said fuck it. Oh no, I did get a World Series plus 2200 as well. I just went all in on them wins World Series division. I'm high in this team. I'm gonna just shoot for the moon.
Okay. Book it with, why is Book It with Prime chirping everything you say? Is it because he's a Rangers fan? I don't really understand.
I think that's the Rangers guy I was at war with all season.
Oh,
there's
okay.
There's a couple of Rangers guys I was literally at war with all season on Twitter. Me just slandering them.
Phil Zutley, W. Ballknower is going to come on Thursday. Driveline turned J.P. Crawford into a hitter and France went there so he could bounce back.
That's a big thing too. So Driveline is basically a cheating lab. You put these players at this like baseball training facility, and they just come out like 2 times a better player. It's
Damn.
like it's crazy. Like they like put like these sensors all over you. Like they track like the way your lat moves when you swing and adjust it. It's pretty advanced stuff.
Okay. All right, Hazen, what's next? Or Jake MLB, what's next on your list?
I got a couple ones here.
I want another over, and then I want an under. I want to go like snake draft.
You want to over on player prop, over on a team?
Is he on the same team or different team?
No, different team.
Give me a player. I want to dive into player props this year.
I don't know why I only have 1 unit on this. I want to put more into this, but Bobby Miller over 150.5 Ks should be a risk. I shouldn't say it's a good bet, right?
Before you get any further, hold on. Bobby Miller, so pitcher for the Dodgers, young guy. Was he a rookie last year?
Mm-hmm.
So Cornfields, who people in the chat probably know, he was, I should say, anti Bobby Miller, and he would fade the fuck out of Bobby Miller. W Dog in the background shaking that tail. Bobby Miller, I think Bobby Miller started out really well. If I'm not mistaken, this is how the story went. Cornfields watched Bobby Miller, faded Bobby Miller, and he got burned like the first 3 or 4 games. Simultaneously, Cam Is Money, who is a big Dodgers fan, knew about these wagers and would, in a friendly way, chirp Cornfield for L Bobby Miller knowledge, right? And then I think Bobby Miller started to regress a bit. Well, one of the first baseball-related DMs I got from Cornfields this year is that he is investing in Bobby Miller. I think he even took him like long shot Cy Young. So now you're on Bobby Miller, but you said you're on his Ks.
Yep. I mean, I think he's going to be an absolute. I think there's a chance, maybe not this year, but even next year with Ohtani coming back, this guy could be the race. Like his upside is that good. Like his stuff is amazing. He knows where to put. Isn't really much of a walk problem. It's he's just, this whole arsenal is just freaking nasty. And he pumps 100. And like last year, so kind of going over like Cornfield's thing, right? So how he started off really well and started to regress near the end. And he only started really regressing not because he was due for it. It was just because his arm fatigue. Because young pitchers start pitching over 120-ish innings, their arms start to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened. So he's going to have his arms be more built up this year. I mean, last year, this isn't square play, right? It makes a lot of sense. So he threw 124 innings last year and had 119 strikeouts. Now this year, he projected to throw 150. So I guess it kind of lines up in a way, but
sure.
So
that's okay.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I can't really dive into give you a bunch of stats. It's just, you got to watch this guy pitch. His slider moves across the plate. His velo is insane. It's just a guy you want to back. And
that's okay. Just so
there's always a good pitcher too. Like the Dodgers cheating lab, when it comes to developing pitchers, is always a good lab to invest into, and this is what we're doing here.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the reason why Cam was big on Syndergaard last year. It was actually a really great sell job. Made a lot of sense. Like it's, I think, maybe a little bit kind of like the Rays, but you take it to the extreme of saying the Rays injure. We're not gonna have this conversation, but the pitchers thrive when they go to certain teams, and so
Rays have a great pitching lab.
Dodgers are a team like that. So I'm down to get behind some Bobby Miller action. And by the way, just so we're clear, if you start talking to me too much in stat lingo, I'm not going to know what you're saying. So I like that. Just keep it dumbed down in elementary. That's totally fine.
I'm trying.
Yes. So, okay. Send him to Driveline for arm endurance. I don't know what that means. Oh, the Driveline is the cheating thing. Okay. So over Bobby Miller, and then give me the team that you're high on.
Another team I'm high on here. I'm looking through my over. I didn't take really many overs this year.
That's okay. You don't have to force it. If you'd rather go an under, that's fine with me too.
Shit. I took the Angels over wins. We talked about that.
Why?
Well, as you guys know, I'm an Angels fan, but I'm pretty good at kind of removing bias from sports. I mean,
Okay.
you've known for my Auburn takes. I mean, that's very non-biased about Auburn.
I do have to give you your flowers. You know Auburn very well. You know when to back him. You know when to fade him. I will give you that. Okay, fair enough. You have my attention then.
So there's this guy by the name of Matt Wise, who was the pitching coach for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim last year, and if I say what I wanted to say, I might get suspended.
Oh God.
The guy is horrible. I mean, Reed Detmers is a premier strikeout pitcher. His curveball, his sweeping curve is absolutely disgusting. He has strikeout stuff. He was like that in the minors. He was like that in 2022. And then Matt Wise came along. So, we're going to make this guy who has pure strikeout stuff do a pitch to contact pitcher.
Mm.
And he just became the worst version of Reed Detmers we've seen so far, even from his rookie year. So that's a big thing on this Angels thing is that Sandoval is going to get better. Detmers is going to get better. Still Seth's the guy who's going to develop up. Because the thing is about the Angels that their AAA pitching development is actually pretty good if you look into it. Still Seth, when he first came out of the minors, was being a stud. Same thing for Detmers. Same thing for Sandoval. When players come out of the Angels AAA, they look really good. But when they start getting invested into their major league pitching coaching, they become horrible. And they cleared that out. They have a whole new coaching staff with coaches that actually know how to coach baseball. So their pitching staff's gonna be a lot better. And their lineup, honestly, it's probably like a top 15, top 18 lineup. It's an okay lineup. And we're asking them to win 71.5 games here. I think they can do it. Neto is a guy who can develop into an above average bat, but also a great glove. Rendon, I mean, that guy's probably not going to play, so I'm not going to bring him up.
Dude, what's up with Rendon? I mean,
he's my least favorite player in all of sports.
But he's nobody likes Rendon, right?
No, nobody likes Rendon.
So the guy's a schmuck, but in a way, he's at his lowest of low. Would you consider investing in him at all or no? I mean,
no, because
he's clearly good.
It's like he doesn't care to be good though. That's the thing. Like you gotta want a guy who wants to bounce back. He doesn't want to.
So there is a guy that I really like on here. What about this Mickey Moniak guy?
Mickey Moniak? Yeah, dude. Here's the thing about Mickey Moniak. So he started off the season like with a 1,000 OPS for 2 months. He was literally the best hitter in baseball for 2 months. And it was fucking awesome. And then he kind of regressed to the mean. His issue is he has a lot of whiff. He strikes out about everything, especially from lefties. He's a full-on platoon. I think probably the best we're going to get in Mickey Moniak this year, and this is me he strikes out all the time. It's really bad. I mean, the absolute ceiling we can get on Mickey Moniak is probably 800 OPS. Floor probably is 650. I think he'd be kind of somewhere in the middle, kind of average hitter. So it's just this lineup is full of average hitters and average pitching, and our bullpen actually improved quite a bit. We'll see if all the new free agents we brought in will just turn to shit like every other Angels free agent. But I just think this team getting priced at 71.5 is kind of crazy because the Angels won 74 games last year. I don't think they got 3 games worse despite losing Ohtani.
Okay, I think that's fair. And let me ask you this: is Drury still there?
Yeah, Drury is still there.
I like Drury. So I have one thought on this Angels team, and that is, well, first and foremost, is Trout injured or is he?
He's good to go.
He's good to go.
We hope he should be. If he's healthy the whole season. This is a sprinkle. A lot of people are taking it. I'm not, but if he stays healthy this whole season, which is a big if, Trout 22-1 MVP is not bad.
I was literally just going to say that because it's kind of like one of those things where this is a silly comparison, but I think you'll see there's like an ounce of sense that it makes. When Patrick Mahomes loses Tyreek Hill, and it's like, nobody really thinks about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and then that's when he goes wins the MVP. Trout, Ohtani's gone. Everybody's just kind of like leaving the Angels for dead. Nobody cares about the Angels right now.
It's the first year we're not hyped up, which
you're not hyped up.
Thing I got to bring up. This is the first year in forever we don't have hype. Like it's always fake hype. We always have fake, but we have 0 this year.
What if now that Trout? I mean, there's no well, it's not even Batman and Robin. It's like Batman and Batman. But now it's just Trout is the guy. He's the guy. There's no other spotlight. There's no one else to share the spotlight. It's Trout now, and maybe that's what he needs.
Here's the thing about Trout.
Okay.
So obviously his talent's still there. He's arguably the best player of our generation. Some say best player of all time. I'm not going to argue that, but he's in that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But the book came out on him. And the last 3 years, he has also been injured, but it's been pretty obvious what his weaknesses were. Every time he faces an elite pitcher, they just throw high fastball, high fastball, high fastball, just pound it, and they throw slider away. Like that WBC game when he faced Ohtani, it was just high fastball, slider away, K'd up.
Yeah.
That's the book on Trout.
Yeah.
That's the book on Trout. And that's all you have to do is just pound high fastballs and throw sliders away. Those are just two cold zones. So granted, if you fuck up and put that ball anywhere else in the zone, it's probably going 400 feet. But it's, he's got to stay healthy at the same time as well. He's also got to get better at hitting high fastballs. So even if he is healthy all season, I don't think he really, since the book's out on him, I don't think he really has it won't even be able to win MVP when he does stay healthy. We do get the best version of him just because that players know how to pitch to him now. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, you could prove me wrong and fix what he's been working with the last 3 years and actually be able to hit high fastballs and spit on sliders away. But until then, it's only just hope.
What if? Why don't we send Trout the drive line?
If I had the choice, I would, man. I mean, I send everyone a drive line.
All right. Well, listen, I'm gonna probably bet on Trout in some way, shape, or form.
I don't hate it at all. I mean, granted, it's Mike fucking Trout. Like, he can easily fix that in this game and get better. I'm not telling you not to take him. Just letting you know. You bet on Mike Trout MVP and you watch him, you see a guy just throwing 4 straight high fastballs. You might go, wow, that really is the book.
Okay, so all right, I like where this is going. I got to tell you, I like a lot of what you're saying, and I don't like being a yes man. I like to push back. But
I got one you might hate.
I'm not going to fade the Rangers. I don't have the balls. And I love Adolis Garcia too much. I don't hate Dane Dunning. I know Beef said he's a terrorist. You don't like him. I love the Mariners. I'm in on the Mariners. I'm in on Julio. I'm going to take Nuke Rayleigh. I don't know that I'm going to get there with Kirby Cy Young, but I respect the reasoning for it. The Angels are interesting. I can't bet they're over because not 1 ounce of me cares to root for them. I just don't care about the Angels.
I don't have any ounce left in me either, man.
So I don't have disdain for them, but I just don't. Are they in Anaheim? Are they in Los Angeles? Like, I don't even really know.
I hate that shit. We've been horrible ever since we've done that.
It just bothers me. Like, it bothered me when the Chargers left San Diego. Like, they just annoy me. So anyways, but I'm going to get down. I think I'm going to get down with Trout. I'm looking at their lineup on Google. I like some of the guys they got. I like what you're telling me about.
Their lineup's okay. And their lineup, and granted, they had Ohtani, right? And I mean, but they still had a top 15 lineup in baseball last year. And I'm just losing Ohtani. That hurts, right? But it's not going to make you from being a top 15 lineup to worst in the league. You're still going to be around that top 15, top 20 range.
Right.
And they have young guys in lineup. Logan O'Hoppe, for example, he's going to be playing the whole season this year. That guy, he's a bad catcher, but goddamn, dude, he can hit. This kid should be a stud for us. He could probably, there's a chance he can be our best hitter next year if Trout isn't healthy. If not, then
let me tell you, as a Rays fan who I feel like we haven't had a catcher since I've been following this team that can hit, it sucks having your 9th hitter just be complete like an auto out. Brene Pinto might save us. He might be the only one. We had one of the Molina brothers for a while, and that guy was just really heavy, like 4 months ago, Hazen. You know what I mean? And it's absolutely so I'll take a guy who's a shitty catcher but a really good hitter. So okay, let's move off the Angels. W Sub Bangs, Not Nutbuster, and Shady Beef. Appreciate you. So you said you don't have many teams that you're high on. Give me another team that you're fading, and then I have a couple questions before we wrap it up. It's almost noon, by the way. Are you okay on time?
Yeah, I'm good on time.
All right, cool. Give me another team that you're
yeah, I think this is the first one you're gonna probably have to push back on. I am taking. Well, let me just bring this up. I am the Marlins under. Peter's already had a super long.
Oh yeah, I fucked with
I agree.
Pete.
I agree everything with that. So that's just out there in the winds. But the one this is like the Rangers. Like, people aren't gonna like this one. And the way I don't bet contrarian. Just happens the stats I see in baseball just happens to also be contrarian. And I'm taking the Reds under 82.5 wins this year.
Okay, so when I have Steak on tomorrow, it's taking Greg. That's one of Steak's plays. He's fading the Reds. I can't. I like their team. I can't do it.
They're really likable. They're really likable. It's like the Orioles, man. But
ew, no, disgusting. I can't. I know I should take bias aside when it comes to gambling. I would do that if I was a professional bettor, but I don't have any joy to see the Reds not succeed. I think they're scrappy, they're young, and they're kind of like the Rays in a little bit, but in a better ballpark and more centrally located. That makes sense for their fans to get to. So why are you fading the Reds? It kind of just sounds like you don't like fun.
No, okay. So this team, we're about to see the greatest sophomore slump we've ever seen before in our entire lives. This team was made entirely of rookies last year, all had really good seasons. And the sophomore slump's a real thing, especially in baseball. We just saw it with Julio. We just saw it with Witt. And the list goes on and on and on about, really good rookie players that have a sophomore slump. Granted, it's not usually drastic. You usually get maybe 20, 30% worse, but it's still, if you get 20, 30% worse and you didn't make the playoffs last year, then that's concerning. But, that's kind of an easy narrative that kind of spun along. Ellie Daily Cruz, I don't see it.
What?
I don't see it, Ellie. I don't see. It's too much whiff. He can't hit a lefty. He whiffs on everything. He has a lot of power. He's an athletic Joey Gallo that plays shortstop.
Wow. I like bold takes for what it's worth. I like bold takes. Wow. Nutbuster says, I will stand on Jake Knows ball. Their
pitching is concerning. I mean, Hunter Green, he is adding this changeup this year. I think it was a splitter one, some sort of off-speed pitch. If that's really good, he should be good. But if he's not able to locate his fastball and slider like he hasn't been, I heavily doubt he's going to be able to locate that splitter. And I don't think it's really going to help his game too much if he doesn't know where it's going. Graham Ashcraft, I mean, he's a fine pitcher. He might get you a 4.5 ERA this year at best. Frankie Montas, I mean, that's a guy I have no idea. I'd lean on him being bad, but I can easily see him bouncing back. But at the same time, his only good part of his career, even when he was good in Oakland, he had a 2 ERA at home because there's a big pitcher's park, but he had a 6 ERA on the road. So he's never really been good outside of Oakland. And Andrew Abbott is a guy that I'm going to be aggressively fading this year. I think he's horrible. I think he's gonna have a 5.5 ERA, out of the league bad. I think he's so shit at pitching. Hate to be so aggressive on the guy, but I have this whole write up here on my Twitter about him. I can pull it up here, don't quite remember, but it's essentially he doesn't get ground balls. He allows a lot of barrels. He has a high hard hit rate, but he had a 4 ERA. Everything he does, he doesn't get strikeouts. Everything he does, like profile wise, doesn't equal outs. But granted, he somehow got a shit ton of outs last year. I don't see. I think he's playing in that small park, especially. Those metrics stay the same. He's going to get absolutely just blitzed. He has a 60% fly ball rate. You can't have a 60% fly ball rate playing in Great American. You got to keep the ball on the ground.
Does anything about their division being stronger make you want to fade them more? I feel like people
honestly, this isn't really. Didn't take their division much into this. This is you just so kind of isolating the team. I think their lineup could be fun. It could be a top 15 lineup again. But their pitching, I think, is going to go back to bottom 5 in the league.
Okay. I like what you're saying. These things make a lot of sense. Do you have the balls to fade Ellie on a player prop and take?
I faded him all year last year. I took him over 1.5 Ks all the time.
Well, how about a season-long player prop, or is that just?
I'll fade anything but steals.
Anything but steals. Okay. Damn, that's kind of a bummer to hear. McLean banged up to start the season too. I think he's the best player. That guy fucking rules.
Yeah, he's their best player easily in their lineup at least.
Athletic Billy Hamilton, who can somewhat hit. Oh, I don't know who you're talking about there. I don't know if you do. He improved towards the end of the season.
Talking about Ellie.
Talking a lot more. Oh, they're talking about Ellie. That's right.
Yeah.
Spencer Steer is cool too. Damn.
He's an okay hitter. I mean, he's an above average player. He's not like.
Yeah, I'm a Spencer Steer guy too. When we went to Cincinnati to go watch their games against the Blue Jays, we saw them score, I think, 2 runs and 1 run. I mean, that was when the fun cooled off. We mushed them, basically. And yeah, when they're not hitting, they're definitely tough to watch. Okay. I mean, this is good. This is good. Now, let me ask you about a couple teams. And then we'll wrap it up here in a little bit. Thanks again for making the time. I love talking ball. All right. So I'm gonna have Steak on tomorrow. Got a couple other people calling. I'm gonna have Javon, Pete, or whatever. Jake, you're the first person to kick it off. We're gonna have Phil on Thursday. Ollie's 2 Corp, Cam's 2 Corp, but I'm gonna see what their plays are, maybe present them on stream. But since you're not gonna be on here with Steak and Greg, I need to run by a few teams that we like or don't like and see what your thoughts are. I posted this screenshot of our group chat yesterday. It made me want to vomit.
Yankees.
Yes. What do you think about the Yankees this year?
Dude,
Nobody.
I don't really
Sounds like you might hate the Yankees
know
too.
because I'm a huge Yankees hater. If you don't know,
Okay, me too.
Huge Yankees hater. It's just this is a boom or bust team. Like they're either gonna. There's no way they beat the Astros in the playoffs because it's not physically possible for them to do that. But they could play the Astros in the playoffs. Best case scenario. I mean, worst case scenario, they miss the playoffs again. I don't see really anything in between. It seems they're gonna go crazy or they're gonna go boom again. But the thing is, too, is they're gonna have to do it in the back of their lineup and their bullpen. They got depleted in that Michael King trade. It's not quite as good as it used to be. Lost a lot of key guys. And their opening day rotation, I don't know if you've seen it.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's bad. Let me pull up their roster here. So their pitching looks like.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Soto MVP is interesting. Don't say that.
Oh, yeah, hold on. I do have one pro Yankee thing.
Oh, don't tell me it's Soto, dude. Everybody loves Soto.
Dude,
I'm so sick of Soto.
This pained me so much to place this bet because I mean I respect him, but I hate the guy. I hate the team. I took Judge MVP. Chalk favorite.
Wow. Snides got that. He knew that was coming. You took Judge MVP.
Plus 500. I put a unit on the chalk. Yeah. You know what's really crazy about Judge?
Yeah.
So per plate appearance, so home run per plate appearance, he's number 2 all time. He's one of the best power hitters of all time. If he's healthy, he's hitting 65 tanks. Like it's just that's how good Judge is. Like if this guy stays healthy, there's no way he doesn't win MVP. Especially Ohtani's not pitching and he's not in the American anymore. This is going to be a guy who's going to win. Like this could be like Mike Trout. Like, he just wins MVP every other year. Like, he is so fucking good. And it's chalk. I'm laying plus 500. I hate doing it. He's the favorite.
500?
Plus 500.
He's 500.
Yeah, he's plus 500 to win MVP. I'm not kidding you, DGN. And this is a big if because Judge is known for not staying healthy. If he stays healthy, I would make if we can guarantee a healthy Judge season, if that's in the cards, I'd make a minus 140 MVP.
Yeah, that's fair. He's a guy as someone who hates the Yankees, and I'm assuming you can agree with this. He's hard to hate. Like I like Judge.
He's just too good.
So yeah, so just real quick, I do want that's an interesting take. I get it. There's always a Scotty Scheffler now in every sport, and maybe that's the Scotty Scheffler. Everyone was out on Soto. Him hitting behind Judge is going to be insane. They desperately needed a power lefty. Are you buying the Soto hype? Because
I drafted Soto number 2 overall in my fantasy league this year. Like I'm just still a big Soto guy. Like I love Soto, dude. He's one of my favorite players of all time. And then he became the Yankee. Now I can't like him as much. I can still respect him, but I can't like him as much.
Everybody loves look, I liked Soto when he was on the Nationals, but I didn't love the guy. And then on the Padres, I guess it's not really so much just a Soto thing, but because that was such a flop, he's kind of guilty by association in my book. I'm not saying I'm out on Soto, but I'm certainly not like getting fucking jazzed up for him. Maybe if I was a Yankees fan, I'd think differently, but I want to believe that this isn't going to be a big deal. But Jake, everyone is telling me it's a big deal. My Rays fans are terrified.
You should be scared. You should be scared. This guy's great, dude. I mean, people granted last year people said the Padres flopped, but he was still like in WRC plus, which is a stat I love to bring up. He was still a top 10 hitter. Like this guy is still, even having a quote unquote down year, he still outperformed like 98% of the league.
Oh, God.
So that's the thing about Soto. And someone just said in chat, dude, short porch Soto. Like, come on.
I know. Look, I'm not even trying to get contrarian. Like, oh, it makes so much sense. I'm gonna
see. It's either they're gonna. Honestly, I don't hate taking a shot, not make playoffs because it's gonna be a boom or bust year. This team's either gonna lose the Astros in the playoffs, that's all they're ever gonna be capable of, or they're gonna miss the playoffs. So in terms of value, granted, it's a good chance to look really fucking stupid. But with the odds you're getting, I think it honestly is worth a shot. I'm not taking it, but if you want to say fuck it and get super contrarian, I honestly don't hate the play. It's either gonna look really smart or really stupid.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not fading the Yankees. I'll just deal with it because I don't want to lose money if they're actually really good because I'm already going to be upset. But like I said, Steak and Greg are both going to be on Yankees World Series. I'll let them talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. Okay, so I am curious. I don't want to hear what you have to say about the Rays because we're going to have enough Rays talk tomorrow. But I am curious. I forget who mentioned this. I don't know if it's somebody in the chat or somebody I follow. They're going to be fading the Orioles this year. Do you like that, or do you hate that, or do you have no read on that?
Dude, you can't fade the Orioles, man. You can't do it. You just can't do it. I mean,
You just can't.
I'm not an Orioles hater by any means. 2022, I remember when the board reviews was done in your kitchen.
That's right.
We the fuck Ollie. Yeah, we were fading the Orioles every fucking day. Man.
Yeah.
We were pissed. And then 2023, I'm like, dude, I'm riding this team. Every time they're a dog or like a suspiciously short favorite, I'm betting them. And I made 16 units off the Orioles last year. If I didn't, I made 9 units last year. If it wasn't for me just taking Orioles money line, dude, I would have been locked down money. Like if I would have just been stubborn, like, you know what, it's gonna stay like Orioles games, I would have been in shit. But the Orioles money line like kept me up. So, and this year, this team, they added Corbin Burns. I mean, obviously that's big, right? They play in a large pitcher's park, and they have a lot of hitters who don't really need home runs to score. They're getting better. I mean, I don't know, man. You can't fade this team. Anything, just stay away or bet them. Like fading this team is so not worth it. I think I faded the Orioles like 4 times last year, and I didn't 0-4. It's just insane. They just don't lose. Great. Are they gonna win 100 games? I don't know. They can win 200. Like this team just don't know with this team, dude.
I'm gonna fucking vomit. Yeah, no, I'm with you. You can't fade the Orioles, and I didn't bet them last year, but I was so happy that I at least learned my lesson and didn't fade them, and I saved myself probably 15 to 20 units because I kept saying that they were the most profitable team in baseball for
2 straight years
of the season. Okay, last one I want to ask you about.
One other thing I want to add about the Orioles real quick.
Of course,
kind of revolving trendy teams. So I know like people love to fade the trendy teams and stuff. The 2 most trendy teams last year, Orioles and D-backs. One won 100 games, one went to the World Series. Don't just fade teams out of trend.
Great point. Yep. And I like the D-backs, but everybody liked the D-backs, so I stayed off of it because of that.
You see their totals?
No.
Dude, they're favored not to make the playoffs.
The D-backs?
Yeah, I'm staying away from it. I lean yes, but I can't press that button.
Wow. Well, they're another team that got really lucky to get in, weren't they?
Yeah, they got really lucky.
They won on an
both World Series teams got like barely made the playoffs.
That's cool though. I liked it.
That's why baseball is sick.
Yeah, I liked seeing a weird matchup. It was nice. I like, I don't want to see the fucking Dodgers and Yankees, to be honest with you. And as good as the Braves are, like, I don't really want to see them again either. But so I do kind of feel like it might happen this year, though. Unfortunately,
Braves are going all the way.
But yes, good point. Trendy teams do hit. Baseball can be a chalky sport. Don't fade teams just because they're trendy. I think that shit works in like college football. But okay, I think I like the Mets this year, and no, it's not because they have Sean Manaea.
Did you see I had a write up on Sean Manaea?
No, but are you betting on him or are you fading him?
No, I made this list of like 5 pitchers who are like should be good tails, like based on like value in the lines. Do you think you should be getting on him? He was on that list.
Wait, say that again. You should bet on him because the value is good?
So I bet on. I put a tweet out like 5 players I think should be good tail targets, and the list didn't consist of like here's like George Kirby should be a good tail target. He's good, but he's like minus 190 every game, right? So I was just pitchers who are going to be around reasonable prices that I think should be good tail targets, and he was one of them.
So Manaea is on your tail list.
Yeah, I mean Manaea, a lot of people think he sucks, but he's above average pitcher with high K upside. I mean, I'm not going to come on here and say it, I'm not going to come in here and tell you like this guy's going to fucking have a 3 ERA right now. He's going to be a guy maybe have a 3.8, 4.2 around that range, and he's going to be priced a lot of times like a bad pitcher when he's just not like that. So he's good. Like don't be. No, he's a good pitcher. It's a notion that he sucks, but he's not. He's been an okay pitcher for 99% of his career.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm going to choose to believe you. But I'm gonna have to see it.
I don't blame you.
So let me ask you this: I'm looking at the Mets. I want to buy in on the Mets. I don't think you like Brandon Nemo, and for non-baseball reasons, and that's fine. Maybe the guys.
No, actually, I actually got to hear him talk in an interview. I'm like, I actually kind of like this guy. I hate Brandon Nemo because of betting reasons.
Oh, okay. Well, I like Nemo. He crushed my soul once. I went to a Mets game and I took Nemo, first home run and Mets win at
Nimmo.
like a really good price. Nimmo, sorry. He hit a ball down the baseline and went foul by like 2 feet. And then the next game that I didn't go to, he crushed his fucking first pitch home run. So he'll
Dude, he's a
forever.
fucking asshole, dude. I'm trying to tell people.
He is, but you know what he did? I hammered the Mets when they played, I think the Dodgers once. It was like DeGrom against Kershaw. I don't know.
Oh, dude, yeah, I remember that. I was on that too.
Remember the catch?
Yep.
They were up like 2-1, and that would have.
I think Krabs had like fucking 120 units on it when he was still doing this chasing stuff.
Exactly. So I'll forever like him for that. But there was a guy who I started to shit on the Mets. And as soon as I started to shit on him, the guy started playing out of his mind. And that's Francisco Lindor. And I think he ended the year really, really well. But the Mets they have like such high expectations. They have these big names and they don't do anything. But I feel like last year was
They don't this year.
What's that?
They don't this year. They have no expectation.
That's what I like. They got rid of Verlander. They got rid of Scherzer. They got rid of the big names. The expectations are lowered. And I like that. You know what it kind of makes me feel like, in a weird way for different reasons, but like nobody really talked about the New York Rangers this year. And I'm a New York Rangers fan. They have the best record in hockey. Like they're unbelievable. The Mets are a team that I think, good team, that when they have no expectations, nobody really, I don't hear anybody talking about the Mets.
No one.
I could see this.
It's all Yankees.
It's all Yankees. So I don't know. I mean, I still like Lindor. I think Alonso's going to have a big year. I bet him. I think I took him to have most home runs and most RBIs. You think he's in a contract year? So I'm in on the Mets. I don't really know too much about their pitching staff.
It's okay.
He's saying
it's okay.
Fun.
So I actually dug into this team because I was going to bet they're over, but I decided to stay off. So I can give you some reason. I can give you some tidbits. Okay. It's not really a reason why I think this team's good. I just think the number is very accurate. I think they're going to finish around.
By the way, I love this.
Yeah, no, that's definitely good. I think their win total is really accurate. I think they're going to finish around 500, a little bit over, maybe a little under. So I didn't really have the balls to pull up, but I do like this team. I mean, the big addition that really drew my eyes straight to the Mets as soon as this came out, and this isn't a big addition to some, but it is to me, when Luis Severino signed with the Mets. I'm excited for this because Severino has been an elite pitcher his entire career, had one tremendous, horrible season. Like he was so bad last year. His velo was down, spin rate was down. He just looked like a whole different pitcher. I thought, all right, after one bad year, I'm not going to fully give up on this guy. I'm gonna look into Severino. I think he could be a nice addition. And then spring training came along. His velo's back. He's throwing 99 again. His spin rate's back. His slider's biting. He's looking like the old Severino again, like a 3 ERA Severino. So that's kind of the main reason to draw my eyes towards it. I think the pitching staff could be good, especially when Senga gets healthy. That could be a very formidable 1-2 punch if Severino's spring training spin rates and velo coming back is real. Quintana's a fine pitcher. There's better pitchers than Adrian Hauser in the MLB. I could say that, but their lineup is fine. The thing that's too about their team, they have a very good defense. Like Francisco Lindor is probably, second best, like unanimously second best shortstop in baseball behind Corey Seager. But Frank Cohen was really adamant about this, basically saying that 2025 is their target year. Like they're going to rebuilding until then. This isn't really a rebuild year. They want to retool, and that's the thing that kind of scares me. Because Alonso's contract's coming up, and a bunch of Severino, if they're around 500, like they're going to be more adamant to sell than buy if they're around the playoff hunt and down the deadline. So if Severino has a bounce back year, Alonso's looking like Pete Alonso, and a couple other bullpen arms are around their contract years. Like instead of buying and being like, all right, we're close to playoffs, I think they're going to be more likely to sell. So that's kind of thing that scared me off of it because, Cohen came out and said, like, 2025 is the year. Like, we're rebuilding until then. And they did a really good job deadline last year. Fucking spectacular job. They got a lot of really good prospects. They retooled their entire farm. And a lot of those guys are going to be ready next year. So that's the thing that scares me because, Cohen's a guy. He says he's going to do something. He's going to fucking do it. And he said he's going to rebuild until 2025. I think he's going to. Yeah. So, and their win total is around 80.5, around kind of like that mid potential possible playoff hunt. I think they're more likely to sell, and that's what took me off of it.
Okay, well, that's a very fair reason.
I like it. I think they're good enough to hit that win total, but I just can't trust the organization. Like I want to be looking to tail the Mets this year, just more so game by game.
Game by game. Yeah. No, the sell factor does concern me because you're right. Like you said, Cohen's going to do it. I mean, he's not bullshitting, and he's already showed that he traded those two big name pitchers and got a return. So I don't see any reason he wouldn't do it again with a guy like Alonso. For whatever reason, though, I can kind of see Alonso staying a Met.
Yeah, it just depends if the Mets want to pay him or not.
But they have the money.
Yeah, I don't know, but they might. It's Cohen to give him a free agent by wait, no, did he get extended? I'm not sure.
Is Edwin Diaz coming back, by the way? I mean, he's got.
Yeah, he's fully go. He's fully go. His stuff looks good in spring training. But I could be wrong here, but his contract comes up in 2025 to be in the market. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I already have him to hit the most home runs. Are you high on Vlad? Actually, let's end it with this. Let's end it with this. Where do you stand on the Blue Jays? I am curious.
I had no idea, dude. That team is fucking so.
Okay, that's fine. So tell me about Vlad Guerrero.
Yet again, I had no idea.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me something.
No, I'm just saying his contract year's coming up, so they could just go for him.
Well, I'm just going back to fucking Vlad because I bet him 16 times to hit a home run last year and only did it once. So I took him down the most home runs this year. But I also like Pete. I think Pete's gonna fucking have.
Do you see he's donating like $1,000 to like a charity? Probably charity every time he hits a home run.
Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hitting 55. Is 55 good?
I think that's where his line's set at.
Oh, is it really?
Dude, he's projected to hit a lot of home runs.
I should be an odds maker. Okay. Well, maybe he'll hit 56.
Yeah, I got one more player I really want to get off my chest.
Yeah. It's perfect because it's almost 12:30. Let's finish with this.
I got a player prop under. This is another one that's a contrarian play for baseball reasons.
Love it.
I'm taking Jose Altuve under 150.5 hits.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Astros leadoff hitter taking his under hits.
All right, give me your sell job. I'm absolutely not tailing this though.
So Jose Altuve completely lost his power. His last couple of years, the hard hit rate's way down. His ground ball rate's way up. But yet he's had almost again near career years these last 2 years. Granted, he lost his power. Ground ball rate went up. I targeted more to luck. His X stats don't look very good. I think if he keeps losing his power and keep hitting balls on the ground, he's gonna keep looking. He's gonna regress.
Mm-hmm.
And the last 2 years for hits wise, he got, let's see here, 158, 167. Now here's the thing about it. Altuve's been dealing with injury issues majority of his career, and now I forgot his exact age, but he's definitely not getting any younger. He'll be 34 this year. So his ground ball luck has been insane, which I'm just praying to God it regresses. But honestly, he could still be really freaking good, but this is an injury play and kind of like an old man regression play at 150.5 under.
Okay.
If he's fully healthy this season, I would give this play a 20% chance to hit.
Okay.
But I think there's a good chance he's not fully healthy this season because he hasn't been in a long time.
Okay. I respect it. I mean, it's kind of like I don't really bet on players for injury reasons, but there is a reason too. Like if you faded Judge last year because the guy, or I don't know, Stan, you know what I mean? Like it's hard for them to stay healthy. I get it. You got the old man narrative going into it, a little bit of a personal shot as a fellow old man, but I get it. Everything about the Astros terrifies me.
Yeah, they're really good.
Always has, always will. So I
wait for Luis Garcia to come back in second half. If his stuff kind of reclaims itself, he's going to be a fucking monster for him. He's just coming off TJ.
And who's the guy? Is it Pena? Jeremy Pena?
Dude, he's overrated as hell.
Is he?
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
Wow, I thought he was going to be fucking good.
Dude, he was like my favorite player ever because I bet the Astros win the World Series 4 separate times in 2022. And Jeremy Pena was just the most elect. Like he was insane that playoff.
was.
So I bought his jersey. Like I was all the way in on Jeremy Pena, and then he looked really bad next to the last year. I think I've bought a little high on him.
That's the year they beat the Phillies, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least you cash on that. Hazen, good shit, man. I'm going to compile a list of everything that you went over, and I'm going to put it, or you can put it in the Discord if you want. I'm going to put it on the Degenerate website. I want to publish all the futures of everybody that we have on and whatnot. I like a lot of what you said. There's probably some that I'm going to tail. I don't know if I can come around to betting the Angels. I certainly can't fade the Rangers, but I do think that you have at least kept your certification intact after today's appearance as a ball knower. So good luck. on betting MLB this year. W Mod. I see you responding to people in chat at the same time. W Multitasker. Good luck this year. Thank you for coming on. You look great. Stay healthy. Any closing words?
That's about it, man. Appreciate you having me on. I'm pumped for this baseball season. It's the best time. Your opening day is great, and you get to watch March Madness the same night. It's gonna be a fucking sick Thursday for sure.
Yes, it is. All right, at JakeMLB41, new account because I think he did something stupid to get his other one suspended. Yeah, thank you for coming on, Jake. I appreciate everybody hanging out, and we'll chat with you later, man.
All right, adios, boys.
Take it easy. I enjoy talking baseball. I'll tell you that. I enjoy talking baseball with people that know baseball. Even if every bet lost, I enjoy listening to people talk about baseball. Really like the Mariners. I'm in with the Mariners. Yep. W. Please leave the Waffle House and tip your waitress, dude. Very funny, sports dork. Or let's just go by JakeMLB. We'll leave the government name out of it. W baseball season. That's right. Good shit, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to shut it down. Tomorrow, big stream. We kicked it off with Jake. Kind of scrambled with the schedule a little bit. That's on me. Had a really busy fucking week and weekend getting back into the city. Fucking March Madness 2 days and whatnot. Battling a hangover. Got Hazen in. I thought Hazen was coming yesterday. Glad he came today. I'm in a much better state of mind. Tomorrow, I'm going to cram it in. I'm going to start early. I got the Gate 14 guys coming on at 10:30. We're going to talk Blue Jays and AL East. We got Javon coming on 11. We got PODP coming on 11:30. Steak and Greg are going to be on. I probably need a graphic for this. Maybe need a graphic. It's going to be a big one. If you want to rewatch Hazen, I'll try to clip something. I'll ask him what he wants to be clip it. Also going to do another March Madness evening stream with Mid-Major Matt. I actually forgot. It's either tonight or tomorrow. I need like a count. I need to put this stuff in my calendar, to be honest with you. Just got to add that shit to all my stupid real estate meetings. We don't want to talk about the blue. Fair enough. Okay. Have a great day, guys and girls. You want me to send you somewhere? Who's live right now? Who's live? Let's see. Who's live? Yeah, we'll send you over Owner's Box. We're going over Owner's Box. Guys are coming on tomorrow. Let's go fucking, let's send you over to them. Let's see. Creator dashboard. Blue Jays sound like some liberal stuff. Oh yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's not get canceled. Okay. I'm gonna send you over. Have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you mañana. God damn it, Tucker. W's. Thanks for hanging out, JP. Have a great day. Tucker SB with the laughing emojis. I bet he lied. I bet he thinks that shit's funny. There we go. W's. Peace.